guys, my name is Sedalia. If this is the first time that you're watching me, welcome to the channel. I'm actually just making this video because I'm turning 34 tomorrow on the 27th of August, and I thought that I should make a video just uh, sharing my knowledge and experience over the past 34 years. So, if you see me looking this side, I have a screen over here just to help me remember my points. Yeah, because 34 is a long time to be alive and it's many things to remember. Okay, number one, this is a very important thing. This is a very important point to me personally. Nobody owes you anything. Just get it out of your mind that people owe you fairness, or people owe you love, or people owe you loyalty. If a man or a woman doesn't love you, they don't owe you that. You need to love yourself. It's your responsibility to love yourself. So if somebody doesn't love you and that's the end of your world, unfortunately that is your error, because nobody owes you even love. So you need to give that to yourself. And if you live long enough, as I'm fortunate to be 34 years old tomorrow, if you live long enough, you will come across the fact that fairness is not a given. People are not fair for whatever reasons, and it doesn't matter whether you're a good person or you are fair to people or you did such and such for them. It just doesn't matter. Get it through your mind that nobody owes you anything. You need to fight in this world for your place in this world. And that's that on that. Number two, it's good to have support. This goes in line with number one. But number two, it's good to have support, but learn to do things for yourself. It's fine and dandy if you have a husband or a boyfriend that drives you around, or girlfriend, whatever the case is. But learn to drive for yourself. It's fine and good if you have somebody handy around the house, but learn from them what they're doing. Don't be in this thing of I have support so I don't have to know things. You might not have that support forever, and life is unpredictable. You might lose the person that you're so hung up on, the person that helps you with everything that you're so dependent on. So just do yourself a favor. This life is not an easy thing to go through, and you're gonna come across a lot of obstacles. So prepare yourself. Be ready, be independent. Get your own, have your own. Okay? I think we can tell that I'm a very independent person. I have a very independent mindset, because number three, be independent, because independence will give you freedom from many unwanted problems. A lot of people are being bullied in relationships, in households, by parents, because they're not independent. When you're independent, you get to decide, you get to run your own show. Your life is your own show. So it's going to feel out of your hands if you don't have any independence. If you are relying on other people for your life, you putting your life in their hands, unfortunately, and then now you going to be in that predicament where people decide for you and you'll be unhappy. Be independent, get your own, have your own, and then nobody can tell you anything. Number four, be open-minded in life, even if it's something that you would never, because everybody is different and everybody is trying to figure things out. So I would personally never have an abortion, but there are people for whom this works and for whom this was necessary. I am not in a position to come judge. I'm not. I have my own sins. So everyone has their own sins. I don't need to be focusing on some other person's sins. Number five, your mental health and physical health are huge factors in how long you live and how good your life is. Physical health is very important, as well as mental health. We can see mental health is really destroying our youth. You can see with all the suicide rates, if you're not healthy in the mind, then you can't possibly live a healthy life. So don't be shamed by needing mental health assistance or going to mental health hospitals. I have gone, I've also had my experiences with needing that extra just push. And just sometimes you don't understand life and you just don't understand yourself. So it's good to go for therapy. Go make sure that your mind is good. Go on antidepressants or whatever if that is what is needed, but try not to stay too long on those things. Try to make it holistic approaches. Use holistic approaches, and ultimately it is actually you that is in charge of your mental health, but sometimes we do need a little help. So make sure your mental health is 100% if it's possible. And then also your physical health is very important. Guys, let's not wait until we are old to start exercising and making exercise part of your daily life. And just being younger, you exercise so that your body can look good and this, that, and the other. But if you think about the importance of exercise in the long run, it is for your longevity. It's for how long you will be able to live and how healthy. You hit the 50, 60, and then all of a sudden you have all kinds of ailments and you're taking all kinds of medication. It's because you're not taking care of your body and you didn't take care of it probably when you were younger. So start young, take care of your body. I'm not sitting here as a picture of health. I also need to get back onto the bandwagon of fitness and health. I've fallen off for various reasons. Family, not to say that my family, really I'm very busy. The gym is so expensive and it's just a lot of factors as to why I'm not as fit as I need to be. But I have it in my mind that that is important. And as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to get back onto that. And as we all should. Number 6, I always tell my sisters and younger people this: learn to embrace pain. Pain is your friend. Pain is a necessary thing in life, just like death is. It's just part of the circle of life. You need to learn to embrace it. I know it can be inconvenient. Who really would enjoy pain? But with pain, a lot of great things come from it. You become so much better going through a painful ordeal sometimes than you would having had no issues and everything having gone smoothly for you. I'm not saying that abuse and such is a necessary pain, but I'm saying that life is going to have some pains, some hiccups, and it's just good for you to just adapt. There's a lady I know that says she hates hunger. The moment she feels slightly hungry, she has to eat. This causes obesity. This causes in the long run health issues. So just endure pain for a little bit. A little hunger won't kill you. And a little sore muscles after a day in the gym is not going to kill you. This is a necessary pain. And it's a good pain. It's going to give you good rewards if you just stick through it. Life is full of pain. Just make it your friend. As silly as that sounds, make pain your friend and you will never see it as such a huge obstacle anymore, because it's gonna come, it's gonna be there in your life. There's no running away from pain. People who try to run away from difficult situations or they try to do things easier, in the long run, you're gonna pay. You're going to pay and you're going to go through the hurt that you were trying to avoid. Like not wanting to break up when you know that it's the obvious thing to do. Just because your heart will hurt. Yes, your heart will hurt. I always told my sisters and my nieces that if it's necessary, cry, take a pillow, cry it out, soak the pillow, just let it out, be sad and depressed for a few days, give yourself some days to be sad and then get up again. It's not the end of the world if your heart hurts, because everybody's heart is gonna hurt at some point. It's just part of life. So There's no point in you staying with an abusive situation because, but my heart won't handle it. Your heart will have to handle it. And as life is, eventually it's gonna force you. If you don't do it voluntarily, it's gonna force you to do the right thing and do the difficult thing. So you might as well just do it because you will inevitably end up having to go deal with that pain that you were trying to avoid. Okay, the number 7, if you can't help somebody, at least don't harm them. Please don't try to kick somebody while they're down. People go through things and life is not easy. So if you can't help, just leave them alone. At least don't gossip about them and, don't make it worse. Don't make a problem that somebody has worse for them. Be compassionate, be considerate. Don't make somebody's problem worse. Make it better. If you can't make it better, stay out of it. Leave them to try and handle it by themselves. But don't go ahead and put some pepper and salt and deduct from the good parts that you don't, just so that you can start a nice rumor and the person is already going through it and here comes this ridiculous rumor that might mentally affect them. So if you can't help them, just don't hurt them. Number 8, if somebody doesn't take your advice, don't be offended. I used to be so mad at people when I give them very obvious advice. It shouldn't even be called advice because it's something they know they should be doing, but they don't want to have to do it. It's that issue of people trying to avoid pain. So I feel like you shouldn't force people anymore. Leave the thing alone. Advise them and move about your life, because people will only learn when it's the right time for them to actually learn. And I'm telling you, I've gone through a phase where there was years when I was telling a person a thing, and then they took years, but one day they come to me and tell me this thing that I've been trying to tell them for years, and they tell me as if it's news to me, as if they just discover, wow, I made this discovery. I'm like, I've been telling you that the whole knows what they're doing. We are all just winging it in life. Nobody has it all together. It doesn't matter how prim and proper a person looks. Don't judge really the book on its cover, and don't just predict people. If I smile here, oh, she must have such a wonderful life and everything must just be. No. Don't just decide for people. Everybody is going through something. It might not be the same issue that you have, but everybody is going through something. So let's just have compassion for each other, because you don't know what I'm going through and I don't know what you're going through. So let's be nice to each other. Okay, number 10. Number 10 is quite important. Forgive your parents for all the mistakes that they made while raising you. I mean, I am a person that went through all the traumas. Really, everything that you can go through, really, I think I've gone through it. Some of it is just too horrific. I think that my mind has blocked it out. But if I look back, my parents they tried to raise us correctly. They just didn't have the right tools and they were not in the right headspace to be able to give us a proper life. And a person's childhood is really the place where you mold them into the adult they will become. And a lot of the times I used to be upset because I'm now struggling with mental health issues. I'm struggling with a relationship sometimes where you don't even believe people love you, because the people that were supposed to love you seemed like they didn't. The people who were supposed to care neglected you so severely. So if somebody comes really kind-hearted and just wants to love you and just wants to do right by you, you're going to be so difficult to love because your foundation has been a shaky ground from the get-go. So you don't trust people. And sometimes now you have to unlearn the having to trust people. Like, I have to trust that you love me. And as an adult, imagine you still here having issues of wondering, do you really love me, or is that a convenient thing for you to say? and then reading into everything under the sun. Like, okay, that means you don't love me. The person can do everything right, and then they sneeze the wrong way, and then you decide, you don't love me because of your childhood traumas. So forgive your parents. They didn't also know what they were doing. They were trying their best. I forgive them today because life happens and life happened. It's done already, and forgiveness is not always for the other person, it's for yourself. Number 11, forgive everyone. Make sure you forgive people. It's not for them, it's for you. You're the one who's depressed. You're the one who's sad. You're actually the only one who even knows the intensity of how much you hate somebody. They are living their life peacefully. They don't have a care, and it's only making you sick. So forgive everyone. I know personally when somebody really hurts me, I get so upset and it just hurts my heart so much. But then already, even on the day that it happens, I will already tell myself like, okay, let me take some time to be upset. This really hurt and I'm just a human being. But my goal with all of this drama that just occurred is that I want to get over this and I want to forgive this person. So let me go through the motions. Let me be upset for a couple of days or a couple of weeks if it's necessary. And sometimes people will apologize immediately. Maybe they realized immediately they were wrong, and I just can't forgive them then. Like, they will apologize now. They just did the thing. It's still raw. It still hurts, and they want you to forgive them now. I can't do that. I need some time. So I say give yourself time, but have like a deadline where you're not gonna carry it any further. And I'm gonna forgive you, but give me a little bit of time. I'm still hurting at the moment. So I always say that, and I feel like it's a very mature thing to do. And I always feel like even the person that hurt me, they're like, well, okay, I guess you still hurt. And it is pretty severe what I did. So they have no choice but to wait on you to forgive them. But your job is to forgive. Okay, number 12. Let's try to complain less, people. Let's try to complain less. Don't amplify your problems. Focus on your blessings. Problems will always be there, but your blessings are always everywhere. If you just look this side, oh wow, a blessing. My child smiled. I'm healthy. We're blessed. We have a roof. We have resources. God makes provision every day. So we're more blessed than we have problems. So let's focus on that. Number 13, what other people think about you is none of your business. When I was younger, I was a very quiet, reserved child. And the moment I went in between people or was with friends, people can affect you, their energies can affect you. Stay where you feel yourself. Stay where you don't have an interaction, and when you're done there, you're drained. Stay away from that kind of thing. Stay where you're happy. In my happy place, really, it's my husband and my child, or my family. I love my family. It's basically, I'm a family person. I'm a homebody. I don't have many friends. I really don't. And I feel happy. My husband is fortunately is just like me. He loves family time. He loves time with me and his daughter. He loves time with his family, his extended family, if he gets that opportunity. But we love this time together. So I don't associate really with many friends. I do have some friends from the past here and there, but the people that my energy feels good around is my husband and my child in my home situation. Number 14. Everything in life is a reflection of yourself. So if life isn't going well for you, it will cost you a lot of inner work for things to turn around. So really, everything is a reflection of yourself. If you are having a good mindset, no matter what happens, you will be good. But if you have a negative mindset, any negative thing that comes your way, it will take you and shake you and destroy you. So if life is not going good, do some retrospection. reflect on yourself, reflect on your mindset, reflect on how you perceive things. Because it's not always what happens to us, but actually how we see what happens to us, or how we receive it, or how we interpret it. Okay, number 15, I've learned that the person that triggers you is not always the bad guy. Or if I give an example, I had a relationship for a long time and I was never triggered in that relationship. That person really just they catered to my needs, my emotional needs. I had never a headache or anything, anything that I wanted or anything that made me uneasy. They were willing to change and ready to accommodate me. And then I moved on from that relationship to another one, whereas I felt like I was being triggered every corner. And then as time went on, I learned that the triggers that I'm having is actually a reflection of unhealed parts of myself. Those are not necessarily, they shouldn't be triggers to me. And the fact that they continue to be a trigger, like especially the same thing triggering me over and over again, it gave me the perspective that I need to work on those specific triggers, because you can do away with the person, but the trigger remains the trigger. If somebody else does that same thing, you're still going to be triggered. So this is just actually an opportunity for you to heal. So not everybody who triggers you is bad for you. Some of these people are actually saving our lives and they're changing us for the better. Number 16, choose who chooses you. Life is too short to be putting some other person on a pedestal. Life is too short for you to sell yourself short. You are just as valuable as the next person. There's no good reason why you should put that person on a higher pedestal, especially boyfriend-girlfriend relationship or relationships in general. You find this person, you put them on a pedestal, and now they're so wonderful, and you look at yourself as so mediocre, and you should be blessed to have them. They're just as blessed to have you as you are to have them. So get that through your mind. Choose who chooses you. If somebody doesn't choose you, don't let it be an inward thought of, oh, I'm not worthy. Just respect the fact that people have different tastes. So, relationship tip number 17. Relationships takes a lot of forgiveness and tolerance. Now, when you're young, you have the luxury of saying, ooh, he has a long pinky finger and I hate those things, so it's a no for me. Yeah, you don't have tolerance. You just cut everything, the slightest thing. Oh, the other day you make that sound with your mouth. Some people they hate it, they detest that. And I've seen people be dumped over that. People get dumped over the smallest or insignificant things it may seem to some others. But when you're young, you have this intolerance. When you get older, you realize that those are dumb things and you need to be more accommodating, because you're not perfect either. You do annoying things too, You come with a lot of, sometimes bad attitude, sometimes moodiness, sometimes just bad habits in general. And the other person has to tolerate you and love you anyway. So if you find out some things that you didn't know about them and you just like, oh my gosh, I could never. You're going to, when you're in a relationship, especially when you're in a marriage, you're going to learn to tolerate those things that you previously thought were like completely out of the question. So, but anyway, that is how relationships last. For any people, I'm not married for long, I'm a newlywed, but I've gone through the ringer a couple of times in my life, and I know definitely one of the things that will probably make my marriage work is tolerance and forgiveness. And that goes both ways, because we're both not perfect, and unfortunately that is something that has to keep happening. You have to keep forgiving, and you have to keep having tolerance for things that annoy you, things that you find So yeah, that's one of the things that will definitely keep you if that's what you want in long-term relationships. Number 18, if you don't respect other people's relationship, somebody else will come along and not respect yours, because it's all energy. So there's ladies out here saying that, yeah, I'm not gonna respect the relationship if they're just dating. People date first, then they become engaged, then they get married. So you need to respect a relationship, whether it's in the dating phase or the engaged phase, or whether they are married. Respect other people, because while you are here with your boyfriend perhaps, and you guys are planning to get married soon, but you're not married, and then some other person feels that, well, I don't see no ring, but you're in a serious committed relationship. And because you had this kind of attitude towards other people's relationship, the chances are good that you're gonna come up. It's just karma, it's just energy. It's probably gonna come back for you. When you were in people's dating relationships, you know they're dating, you're fully aware, they might even have a child together, and you are still going to insert yourself there with the mindset of, I don't care as long as there's no guys, let's be considerate of each other. Because I've never done that, by the way, to anybody. Even if I just get a whiff of a person thinking that they're in a relationship with a person that wants me, I'm not for that. I will cancel that story right there. I'm not going to involve myself in a third party situation, and I'm not going to try to be somebody else's heartache, because the wheel of life must turn. And I've kept my karma clean. As far as I know, I've kept my karma clean. I don't insert myself in people's situations. I don't care if you're dating or you just spoke for 2 days, whatever the case. If there's somebody that thinks that you're this, you guys go do that. I'm staying out of people's three ways and things. And so far, I feel like I've had the good karma of that as well. So I'm not saying that it's probably never gonna happen, but what I'm saying is that from my side, my slate is clean, my conscience is clear, and I don't try to do harm to people. I don't care about whether they try to do harm to me. I'm just a good person in myself, not for somebody else, for myself. So if you do me bad, I'm still gonna do, at the end of the day, what is right for me. This is a little side note, but I'm a teacher by profession, and sometimes parents come to me sideways, and then they think that I'm going to, for some reason, go to the child and go take my read. I'm not that kind of person. It's not my makeup. It's not who I am. It's not what I stand for. I've had disagreements with parents before, and I love their kids more than anything. I'm never gonna be that. I'm never gonna do that. And I feel like that's one of the things that has given me positive karma in my life. Number 19, if you want to be happy in any kind of relationship, you need to experience something called ego death. You can't be happy and prideful. Happiness and pride don't go together. You're either gonna be happy or you're either gonna have your pride. A lot of people walk away from their relationships because of their pride. So if you choose your pride is all you'll have. And if you choose happiness, that requires a lot of compromise. So you're gonna have to swallow it one way. That's your decision. But I can tell you for a fact, happiness and pride can't go together. You're gonna have to choose the one or the other. Okay, number 20, healing comes in stages. And a lot of the times when you feel like you're all healed and I put in the work, I did the kumbayas, and I'm good to go now, and something happens and it puts you back to where you thought you've been moved on from, it can be very disheartening. But the fact is, healing is a continuous process. I was just like in my me moments, like where it was just the focus was me, my energy, and just my spiritual well-being. I'm not saying I went to church. I went to connect with myself, with my higher self on a different level. And then I thought I was all good and fine and dandy. And then something one time took me back. Man, I was disappointed because I thought I'd put in so much work. I'd put in so many years of healing because I knew that I consciously had to heal because of my traumatic past. So it had to be a conscious decision, and I did it, and then I just fell back, and then I regressed, and I was so disappointed. But I've learned that somebody said it, healing is not a 1 day thing or 2 day thing. It can be lifelong, really, unfortunately. But it's also a good thing to know that in that lies your humanity. And in that, just be proud of yourself for the fact that you're trying. There's this belief that I have, or there's this affirmations that thing that I love to listen to. I really have it in my mind already now at this point. That says, no man is your enemy, no man is your friend, every man is your teacher. If you look at every person like that, no man is your enemy, no man is your friend, every man is your teacher. I feel like if you look at everybody like that, there's no way you can have beefs or issues or misunderstandings, or your heart was broken because your friend didn't attend your birthday. Because if you don't have friends, if you don't have enemies, but if you just have teachers, your whole mindset about life changes. So that's something that I've adapted for myself. I'm not saying I'm 100% there, because the humanity factor always still comes in. But as far as workplaces or friends or family members and stuff, or random strangers, every man is your teacher. Really, if they irritate you, they're just teaching you how to be patient. And the list goes on. Number 22, life is full of ups and downs. We need to embrace them all. Balance is key. So life is a heartbeat, and the heartbeat goes up and down, right? When you're alive, your heart goes, you are alive, right? So who says that it's just, if it's a straight line, you're done for. If it's a straight line, you're done for. So be thankful for the ups and downs and embrace it as just the part of life, the adventure of life, and try to deal with it the best way that you can. Number 23, as you get older, you really, really start caring less about nonsense. The nonsense that you were not supposed to care about in the first place. So I think that will come for everybody. As you get older, you will start to care less about nonsense and more about the things that matter, like family and life and love. Number 24, material things don't matter. Let's try to appreciate life. Every day is a special occasion, because you never know, right? So even your couches, some people don't allow their children to sit on the couches, and life is going by. Just because the couches were so expensive and this, that, and the other, let life do what life does. Let's live. Let's utilize things. Let's use them. Adult, it's not so much about what you need to learn now for life. It's about all the things that you have to unlearn. And that can be a task on its own. But the moment you're consciously aware that I don't need to really be learning more, I need to unlearn survival tactics and techniques that I used as a child, and then I will be good. Because I don't need to be in survival mode anymore. I don't need to be defensive anymore, and I don't need to protect myself the way I needed to when I was younger. So now I have to learn a new way of life. Number 27, never touch your children's accounts. There are many other ways to survive. Try to respect your children's accounts and their money and whatever gifts that you've put aside for them. Respect it. Don't touch it. Don't take from there when the electricity is low. Don't do that. Let's have that thing. Just discipline yourself. Do something else. Do something better, but just don't take from your kids. It starts with a little here, and then before you know it, you've depleted all their funds and they have no money for college, and now you're telling them, go find a job. Number 28, Never fear losing something in life. Don't fear loss. Because as we know, loss is a normal part of life. Don't fear losing a girlfriend or a boyfriend. And don't fear that somebody will steal them. People who can be stolen, you have been saved, my friend. You have dodged a bullet. If the person was stolen, say thank you for stealing them. People can't be stolen, by the way. They go. But just say thank you. If that's a bullet that you get to dodge it and move along. Once you have a lot of fear of losing people, you're actually attracting those types of things to happen to you. And aside from that, really, nobody is permanent in your life. Nothing is permanent in your life, as a rule. So, life is so unpredictable. You can lose in so many different forms and ways that fearing loss is kind of a little bit ridiculous. All you need to do is enjoy the moment with your loved ones. Enjoy the moment with the things that you enjoy. Enjoy your hobbies. Enjoy the materials that you have. Enjoy what you have while you have it. That's all you can do. Because life is unpredictable. At any which point that things decide, then things can change. So why not just enjoy it? And what's with the paranoia? What is it going to change really? What does worry change in our lives? It just steals your joy for the moment, and then that's that. Your joy has been stolen, a day of your life has been wasted, and it didn't even change the outcome. If you're going to lose something, it was still going to just be lost, no matter whether you worried about it or not. So I would say don't worry. Don't break your little head about it. Number 29. Know your place in people's lives and know their place in your life. This is very important because if you know, okay, that's my friend when it comes to A, B, C, and D, that's my colleague. We're not besties, but I like her or him, we get along. Let people's positions be their positions. Don't go and put yourself in another position in somebody's life. If it's your colleague and you guys are good and you have no beefs and stuff, and they don't invite you for their wedding, for example, just know your position that, okay, our friendship starts and stays at work. It doesn't go home. That's my position in your life and I'm good with it. And vice versa, that's your position in my life. Nobody's offended and everybody's happy. Know your position in people's lives and know their position in your life. When it comes to relationships as well, just know where you stand with people. And any person who is uncertain already, that must tell you that relationship must discontinue. If they don't know why they are with you or what is the plan going forward, I would say it should discontinue. But I'm very black and white. I'm old school like that. So I just feel like some things have a very easy solution. Just cut it, leave it alone, let it go. But some other people will say, no, see how it goes and take your time. Well, for the take timers, I'm not that. I'm a very impatient person, really. I don't want to say that about myself and let it be a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I'm a little impatient for bullshit, to be quite honest. I have a low tolerance, let me say that. And just get it together or get out. That's me. I'm sorry. That's me and that's the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not gonna sit and shield, oh, I'm so tolerant of people who don't want to make decisions. I'm a very indecisive person myself and I don't have tolerance with myself. I don't tolerate my indecisive behavior. So I sit with myself and make myself make a decision. Because it's either gonna be, something's gotta give. Number 30, learn from your mistakes. Don't be a donkey. And this is a saying that I say personally because you need to get it together. You cannot repeat mistakes over and over and over and then you complain to people. Yeah, so don't be a donkey, guys. Get it together. Make mistakes. Yes, we all make mistakes. I've made many in my life. And the good thing is that I've learned from them. I am a very specific person, and I'm very determined to never make the same mistake twice. Because I don't want to be wasting time. Time is so valuable. Time you can't ever get back. And here you are sitting and repeating the same nonsense that was very clear the last time you did it. Don't be that person. Please. Yeah, so don't be a donkey, guys. Okay? And this is number 31. This is one saying, this is also one of my personal sayings, and it's my sister hates it. She actually told me when she was younger, and I told her that. Apparently she hated me for that. But to tell you the truth, life is not for sissies. Guys, if I need to tell you and you don't know, life is hard. Life is difficult. Life will kick your behind and discipline you. Yeah? Did we hear well? If you have never been disciplined by life, my dear, don't start smiling. It's not over. You will go through your discipline. You think that it's just for other people. You will be disciplined too. You will go through your phase of discipline. Life will give you a hiding. Life will give you a hiding. And then while you are there in the dust, it will kick you, and then you will roll a little bit further, and then it will come and spit you in the face just to top it off. So, to be quite honest, life is not for sissies. Life is hard. You need to know that. There's going to be so many trials and tribulations going forward in life. But I'm telling you, if your mindset is correct, that you have like your survival rate is in the 90s. 90% and up, you can survive this life. If you feel sorry for yourself, if everything gets you down very quickly, if people hurt you and you can't get over that hurt for the longest time, even after you've processed it and even after you've tried, you are not in the higher percentile rate. Let me say that. Because life has taken people to the ground. And if you don't arm yourself and get your mind in order, and I'm telling you, in this place of when it comes to your mindset, that is the thing that will decide whether you live a good long life or not. Because I'm sorry to say, life is not easy. So if you want life to work for you, you are going to have to do a lot of work on yourself. And I'm sorry for people who have lost the battle with life, because so many times that happens. And hopefully those ones who have the strength, the inner strength to get their minds right, because it all starts up here. If your mind is not on your side now and you're hearing this, please don't feel like it's an insensitive thing to say. But this is just how I've always delivered it to people. And they did tell me that it's insensitive to say it that way. But growing up as rough and tough as I did, I felt like, but it's the truth. That's how I feel. That's how I'm thinking about it. But I just want to say that if you're going through something hard in life, one thing about life is if you keep going, then it's already, you are doing one of the things that other people are not doing. And your survival rate increases with it. Because if life gets hard, you must just put one foot in front of the other, and the next day put one foot in front of the other. I actually remember a time when I worked at a place, there was like hell on earth. But single day, I've never been so obviously attacked by ladies. And unfortunately, it was ladies. They've never taken a liking to me. Like when I was younger, I just was fearful of girls and women because they tried to bully the heck out of me. And they would just see me once and hate me. You know, and I've learned with the years that there's a reason for that. And I've learned that I'm not the only one. And I've also learned to, grow tough skin. But what I can say in this time when I was really I was bullied every day, like as an adult, but a young adult, just out of university. And life was hard. It was just difficult. I just didn't know what to do. But I can tell you the one thing that kept me going was the fact that I said, okay, I just need to survive today until 5 o'clock. And then we'll see tomorrow. And then the next day, I just was like, okay, so I just need to survive until 5 o'clock. And then it went like that. The next day, I just need to survive until 5 o'clock. And weeks and months went by. And I ended up surviving every day. So if you feel like giving up, just tell yourself, I just need to survive just one more day. Just one more day, I need to survive. Or, just one more step. I'm tired now, I feel like I'm falling, but let me just give it one more step. And you will find that at the end of the day, you will make it through. And you will be stronger than you ever thought that you would be and that you could be. Today I can confidently talk about it. I'm friends with those ladies, not friends, but we're good. I have no ill feelings towards them. I know why they hated me so much. It was really out of my control, and probably they didn't know how to process those kinds of feelings towards another woman, so they resorted to bullying me. I have no beef. It's all love. But yeah, it was a learning curve for me, and it was necessary for my life, just for me to learn that life is gonna get hard, and you just need to take it one day at a time. Yeah, so we are almost done. Number 32, dreams do come true, and there is nothing wrong with celebrating your wins in life. Dreams come true, people. You can actually dream about this life that you want to live, and then one day you wake up and you're living it, and you're like, what? That is so awesome. We've been taught to hide our happiness. We've been taught to be happy in silence, or pretend that you're not happy, or start criticizing your reason for being happy, or looking for something negative just so that it can counter your happiness. But I say that be happy, man. Be happy for things that make you happy. Be excited when you're excited. The people who migrate towards you, the people who are your tribe, they will not say, oh, she's showing off and whatnot. They will be like, wow, I feel that, I'm here for it, and God willing, I'm next. That's the positive people that you want to surround yourself with. Then you find the people that are mad and accuse you of showing off. That's how my belief is. And how you believe is how things happen. I don't believe in people sitting here telling me about how I'm going to see and blah blah blah. I feel sorry for you for actually cursing me, because I know that your curse is going back definitely to you. And now you've cursed yourself and probably your children and your family. And I feel sad for you that you don't have the insight to know that cursing is a bad idea. Don't do it. 33. Number 33, I've learned that silence is golden. It's not all the time that you have to say something to avoid that deafening silence in a room. I used to do that. I used to hate that silence. It would be so awkward. And then I would just blab on about something just for something to be said. And I've learned that, people who, and usually because I was a very shy and quiet child when I was younger, people used to tell me that I'm stuck up, I think I'm all that, and I don't even talk to people because I think I'm so high and mighty. And I think that got to me. And then later in life, I wanted to talk, and I wanted to, yak on for the sake of just to avoid the silence and to avoid people thinking that I'm stuck up and full of myself, But I've realized that if you think I'm stuck up and full of myself, you'll forever think that way. Because there's a reason you think that way. It's all in your mind. It's all about your setup of yourself. And people who think that I'm just cool, I'm just good, I'm just fine the way I am. If I'm gonna be quiet, it's my right to be quiet. people who give me the grace to be myself, those are my people. So if you are annoyed by my silence or by my talkativeness, whatever the case is, you don't have to watch, you don't have to listen, you don't have to be there, you know? Be where you want to be. Be around people that make you happy. Your happiness is just as important as mine. So if I'm gonna be talkative and I like being talkative and I tell my stories and that makes me happy. And if you don't wanna have to listen to that and you wanna click out or whatever, if you wanna discontinue, that's on you. That's your 100% your right. So let's all respect each other and each other's needs and wants, and we'll all be happy. And number 34. I think about my life and how it went. I didn't really think I was gonna make it past the age of 20. Looking back at my past and how people just died in their early youth, a lot of people died before their 20s. There was just so much death and sadness, and I just didn't predict for myself to go past the age of 20. And here I am at 34, healthy, happy, whole. You know, it's a blessing. It's really a blessing, and I'm grateful to be here. And I'm just saying that, guys, your plans are not God's plans, and there's so much more in store for us than we think. So yeah. Now, so number 34, my last number is the last number on my list. Be happy on purpose. Be delusional and romanticize your life. Because the alternative is to be sad. Now, who has time for that? Says Rihanna. Who has time to be sad? Fake it if you're not happy. Fake that smile. Eventually your body will get in tune with it all, and eventually your faking will be the case. It will be the truth, because that's how you program yourself to become positive. You first have to do things that make you feel positive. You first have to put it on your face. You can't get happy whilst being. You have to start already practicing happiness. Hey, I want to be happy one day. I aspire for happiness. Start smiling. Start smiling. Start being happy. Swing your arms around if that's how you like to be happy. If that's what shows you your joy. You know, do things that make you happy, and be yourself. Just be yourself. There's nobody like you. There can never be a duplicate. Don't try to be other people. Okay, guys, so I think that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching this long video, but if you're my tribe, you're gonna probably enjoy this long video as well. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying tuned until now, if you have. And I thank you for the like, because I know you already gave me a like, because you obviously liked the video. That's why you've watched it until, you know. Please like, and guys, please subscribe to my channel if you like me, or if you like home content, lifestyle, whatever I come up with. I'm gonna bring whatever, travel vlogs and so on. It's gonna keep coming to you guys. I'm just gonna live authentically my life, so I can't even tell you what it's gonna entail, because it's gonna be everything. And we're loading a baby over here, so yeah, look forward to vlogs on those also. And yeah, have a blessed rest of the day or night, whatever time you're watching this. I love you, and be safe. Ciao.